We are exactly 1 week away from the start of the NFL football season, 10 days away from Bears Vikings. We're going to recap the entire preseason, maybe even talk a little college football. It's the Brick by Brick podcast on CHGO Bears, starting right now. Welcome back to the Brick by Brick podcast here in the CHGO Sports Studios, and we are presented by Circa Sports. Make sure you're hitting up the Circa Sports Illinois app at circasports.com. I am your host, Greg Braggs Jr. Alongside me, as always, is Jerry Azumah and Lance Briggs joining us as he always does here from Arizona. Be excited for Lance to come to studio here in 11 days. I know I said 10 in the cold open, but it's 11 days away.
It is 11 days.
Getting the itchy trigger finger, but excited to have you back in studio here in 11 days, Lance.
I can't wait, fellas. I can't wait. I miss you guys. You know, talking to you from a distance is fun, but seeing you in the flesh is even better.
That's right. Absolutely. He said that in the weirdest way possible.
The weirdest.
Absolutely.
The absolute
I
weirdest.
thought we were in the locker room. We can't. We're not in the locker room. We're not there. We can't say what we want. We're not there. Okay.
I don't know. It just sounded like Hannibal Lecter-ish, like in the flesh.
It's aggressive.
Yeah.
It's very aggressive.
Really? That's odd, knowing that we cover football, but it's okay.
All right. Well, let's get into it. We got a lot to get to here today. Make sure you're hitting the like button while you're hanging out. Appreciate everybody joining us. But, we haven't, since we last spoke, we haven't had a chance as a group here to talk about the Bears-Chiefs preseason game.
Right. Obviously,
everybody's kind of had their thoughts and opinions on it. But, Lance, I'll start with you. From everything you saw in that game, it had its ups and downs. It was certainly an entertaining preseason game, but, your biggest takeaways from it.
Well, here's my biggest takeaway from I walked in the game before, and I saw my son, Lance Jr., and he says, Dad, we look good. Like, I think we're going to make a run, all right? This is the game before. This is against the Bills, okay? I walk in. Oh, yeah, there it comes. I walk in to after this Chiefs game, and I say, what do you think? He said, Dad, Caleb sucks. All right? That was the first thing that he said. Whoa. That's the first thing that he said, right? He said, Dad, Caleb sucks. I was like, whoa. I was like, this is just preseason, son. This is just preseason. I said, but his reaction to me over those last two games is a perfect Chicago fan reaction. Because they're gonna go from championship year to we suck. Extremes. Within a 2 week period. It's gonna go overall, up, it's gonna go down.
Highs and lows, extremes. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. How old is your son, Lance?
17.
Oof. So he is, obviously, I would assume he has to be, but just sometimes it can be different from where you guys live. So he is a diehard Bears fan.
He's diehard Bears. He's diehard Bulls. He loves the Cubs. And so he goes through it. He went through it with the Bulls recently. I'm a Kings fan. We have a better record. You have a better record. I get to brag a little bit more in basketball. But when it comes to football, we all share that love.
There's a lot of people that basically share what he shares and with the extreme highs and extreme lows.
Yeah.
But, with this game, overall, they had to go through this. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, the Chiefs are who they are, and they're, serious contenders, obviously. Really good football team. run very well. Organizations run very well. I know it's the preseason and all sorts of stuff, but what the Bears were able to do was they won the game. You know what I'm saying? With their 2s and 3s are guys that probably aren't even never going to play football again.
Sure.
But it's good to see that, like, there was some type of a process from the coaching staff. They stayed in it, and they said, you know what, even though we might be down a couple of scores or whatever, we can chip away, and we can get back into this game and try to take it away. And they did that. So it's good to see that they're coaching, you know, and getting guys through this. There was a couple of situations late in the game where they had to execute their offensive game plan, and they did that. They had to go out there and make plays. They did that. So those are the things that you want to see in the preseason. Now, with our ones,
well, when you talk about the coaching staff, right, it wasn't just at the end of the second half where the coaches didn't really let go of the rope. They in the first half as well, they left the first team in there the whole first half and let them work through some things. And they got smacked in the mouth in the first quarter, but in the second quarter they were able to string together a couple of scoring drives getting in the red zone.
And that's what I think that's what you want to see, especially in the preseason. You want to see your team struggle and then see how they, you know, come from the ashes, basically.
Fight their way out of it.
Yeah, fight their way out of it. And that's what we saw. We saw them fight their way out of it and get out of there with the win. So I like that. You know what I'm saying? I think that for what we needed to see, we saw a good showing from the 2s and 3s.
And that's the reason why you pay a guy like Tyson Bagent. You know, he's going to go out there, he's going to sling that rock like you want him to, and he's going to find a way, you know, and so there are big positives from his play, his play and his output and production. Jaquan Brisker was all over the field. You know, that's one of the guys that we were really missing from last year, and he showed up and showed reason why. Listen, that's why you're one of our core players. You know, we need a healthy Jaquan Brisker this year, and in my opinion, for our defense to be successful.
We also talked about, you know, the depth of this team as well. And we wanted to see exactly what we have if the starters aren't in there. And they show and improve. You know what I'm saying? Like, they rose to the occasion. They made a lot of plays. They were able to execute their offense and defensive game plan and win the football game. Ultimately, that's the goal, is to win. And they did that down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, Tyson Bagent, 3 touchdowns in the second half, finishes the game, you know, throwing a touchdown to Jade Walker, who becomes the training camp hero. You know, I don't know if this started happening after the Lovie Smith Bears, but you had the Dane Sanzenbachers and the Tanner Gentrys and the Rodney Adams, and it feels like every year there's this wide receiver, I guess maybe one in the Lovie Smith era, that ended up making the team, but Devin Aromashadu showed up in training camp and then made some plays in the Dane Sanzenbacher, absolutely. So I guess I don't remember if there was those training camp hero types back in your guys' day, but it feels like every year there's that one.
Yeah, somebody emerges.
And this year it's Jade Walker.
Yeah. I mean, he's had an exceptional camp. You know, he's made a lot of plays, and he's been dependable as well. So I'm glad that he's on the team. Super glad that he's on the team. I think that they have a long-term plan for him.
Hold on a minute, fellas, because if we're talking about training camp studs or standouts, you're missing out on one key player, Rasheed Davis. Okay, Rasheed Davis was the guy that came from indoor football, came out. He actually started as a defensive back.
Yeah, he was a defensive.
You know,
was good there.
After they saw that backup, he was pretty good. But they knew that he also could play on the offensive side, and he was one of the key members, you know, on that Super Bowl year.
And he played special teams very well. So he was a jack of all trades, you know what I'm saying? So, like, he became very valuable to the team and for the team. So we lean on him quite a bit, you know what I'm saying? He had some big moments as well.
Rasheed Davis had one of the biggest catches in Chicago Bears playoff history.
Yes, he did.
Overtime, 20 yards, past the 50-yard line to get into field goal range for Robbie Gould against the Seattle Seahawks in the divisional matchup there. So that was a huge catch, 100%. And I had just turned 21 that year. So when he made that catch, and
you had your first beer.
No, it wasn't my first. It wasn't my first.
Legally.
Yeah, I'm out. We're at my buddy Tom's condo, and Robbie kicks the field goal, and I'm outside ralphing, and my buddy comes out. This is back when the old phones, like, you could barely get a grainy video on some somebody. He's trying to video me, and I'm just yelling, "We
Looks
won!"
like me right now.
It was that was a classic moment. I still will never forget the ref for calling back the Devin Hester touchdown, though, down the sidelines with the push in the back.
Phantom call.
That pissed me off so much, and it still does to this day. But, yeah, getting back to the game, Lance, you know, when you watched the pass rush or lack thereof, you know, the defense has had such a good summer here, and they've really kind of controlled things at training camp. And they have a lot of really good players. Not all of them were out there against the Chiefs. You didn't have Grady Jarrett. You didn't have, you know, Jalen Johnson, and, Kyler Gordon, and a few other players were missing from that. I think Tremaine Edmonds didn't play as well. But even still, when you looked at that pass rush the other day with, you know, specifically a guy like Dio Odangbo, I know Montez Sweat certainly needs to have a big year for this defense, but they just didn't seem to be generating very much push. I don't know what you saw from there.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest highlights was Trey Smith, you know, taking out 3 linemen in one pass rush, you know, and which was crazy. You know, it showed a lot of athleticism for him, and it was interesting to see. But you know, this last preseason game is the last dress rehearsal for a lot of these guys to put on tape, whether they're going to be on this Bears 53-man roster or potentially on somebody else's. You know, so the lack of, you know, pressure from from the Bears defensive linemen, that doesn't bode well for your other opportunities. If it's between you and somebody else and it's neck and neck, you know, the Bears are going to go with the other guy, or the Seattle Seahawks or the Dolphins. They're going to go with the other guy that was neck and neck with you. You know, so it's about opportunity and whether you make the most of it or you miss your opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, you're exactly right on that, but also the coaching staff too, like in the plays that were called, you know, and the coverages that were called. It just kind of outlines what's going to happen, you know, throughout the course of the season as well. And it seems like it's all about pressure. It's all about making the offense as uncomfortable as possible, especially in the trenches. And then shooting gaps, blitzing off the edge, things like that. So I like to see those things. I think that they opened up the defensive playbook a little bit so that we can see a bigger preview of what's to come. Mm-hmm. And I like what's to come, you know. We just have to fine-tune some things and make sure that we get home.
Yeah, it's going to be important. And obviously, Briggs, you mentioned Jaquan Brisker and his importance to this defense. Yesterday, he did leave practice with an injury. They don't really know the severity of it yet, so not going to speculate. He could very well be ready for week 1. But this defense certainly has been taking some hits. You've had Javon Dexter go out. You know, he was back in practice, but he had an injury like a week ago that he had come out of practice. TJ Edwards had to come out of practice a couple days ago. Kyler Gordon and Jalen Johnson have both been out for the majority of camp. Terrell Smith, one of their backup secondary guys, is out for the year. And it just kind of keeps, you know, turning over. And now Jaquan Brisker as well. You know, I don't know, Briggs. It's a little disconcerting going into week 1. Yeah.
Braggs, this happens. It happens. Listen, I've been out in the football field. You're running inside drill. You're hitting the way that these guys are hitting because they hit harder than they've ever hit in 10 years, saying the media. Listen, I've been on the football field. I said, and 300-pounders have stepped on my toe three plays in a row. You know, and the third time I just couldn't take it anymore. I had to come off the field. The trainers looked at it. They said, "You're going to be all right, but we're going to sit you for the rest of practice." Mm-hmm. This is part of the game. You know, the best news we can get is that it's minor. The worst news we're going to get is that this is going to be an extended period of time where we're going to lose this player. You know, we haven't seen Jalen Johnson. We don't know exactly when, but we're hoping that he's a day or two away. Hopefully sooner rather than later, you know, but that's all the prep in keeping him away from the field is getting him ready because they know how important he is on the field. And we know that once he gets on the field, he's one of our best players. So, you know, it's a part of the game and it's never going to go away. This is the part that's never, ever going to go away.
Yeah, it's physical out there, and, you know, the coaching staff and the training staff are going to look out for the veterans, especially the starters If you're banged up or nicked up just a little bit, they're going to get you out of there and get you ready to go for game number 1 because that's when it really counts. So if they see you ailing a little bit, you know what? 2s and 3s get in there because our starters need to get out. They need to heal up and be ready for game number 1.
Yep, and they've been moving some guys around here as the 53-man roster starts to take shape, and they made their cuts and signed their guys to their practice squad. And to your point about, making sure everybody's ready for week 1, they did bring back Britton Brown, the running back who flashed here these last couple preseason games, to the practice squad, but they didn't add anybody off the street. I know Steven, our producer here, is a huge fan of Damian Martinez, and he made it through waivers and went back to Seattle's practice squad. Cam Akers is another guy that was on the waiver. I think he's still available. And then Audric Estime from Notre Dame found his way over to the Eagles. And he got dropped by the Broncos. But the Bears didn't look at any of these guys. So to your point about being ready for week 1, at least from a running back room perspective, because we haven't seen Kyle Monangai or Roschon Johnson here for a little bit, seems like they should be ready for week 1 if they're not out there making moves to add to that running back room.
It seems like the coaching staff is comfortable with the running back room.
Yeah.
I know that everyone else doesn't feel as comfortable as the coaches do, but the coaches must feel extremely comfortable. Swift is going to be there.
I was going to say, what did you see from DeAndre Swift in the game? Everybody looks at Caleb Williams, but it felt like DeAndre Swift was the spark that kind of got the Bears to wake up in the second quarter.
I think that he is a key element to the success of this team moving forward. This team is going to have to run the ball effectively and efficiently to be successful, in this season. They have to be productive in the trenches and obviously protect Caleb, but everything starts with the run, and Ben Johnson loves to run the football.
Yep.
So Swift is going to be a type of person where they're going to use him, between the tackles and outside zone especially, but he's going to be a key factor in making this whole offense run. You know what I'm saying? I know that Caleb is the quarterback and the quarterback of the future, and everybody's looking towards him to be that guy, but Swift has to be that guy first, and they have to establish that running game, and everything falls into place once the running game gets established. So it'll be interesting to see what happens and what they do moving forward, but it's going to be up to Swift to kick this thing off.
When he hurdled that.
Yeah, he's dynamic.
Yeah.
He's dynamic, Braggs. The things that you can do with him, you look at Jahmyr Gibbs, i.e. Jahmyr Gibbs, you can run screens, you can move him out, you can put him out as a slot receiver, motion him across. There's a lot of things that you can do with the DeAndre Swift, and if you have any questions about what that is, look at some tape on Jahmyr Gibbs. All right, same offense, same style of back. I'm not saying that Swift is Jahmyr Gibbs, but he's that type of back and can do those type of things.
And also, he's productive in the blocking game too. So with protection, Swift is a little undersized, so to speak. But he's productive when it comes to, protecting the quarterback. So it'll be interesting once they get that running game going where he gets to chip a little bit and then sneak out into the flat and then they hit him in the flat. He can be extremely dynamic with those one-on-one matchups against the linebackers.
Yeah, absolutely. And he was productive in Detroit, getting at 1 year, he got in 2021, 151 carries. And, plenty of times, I think he had 1 year where he had 70 receptions. I'm trying to find the exact number here.
He had 62 in 2021.
He had 62 receptions on 78 targets in 2021, and that went along with 151 carries.
That was in 13 games.
In only 13 games. So
he reminds me of like a Brian Westbrook.
Yeah.
For the Eagles back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So I think they're going to use him like that, and they're going to get a lot of mismatches with him.
Yeah, the biggest key, I think, is just getting Monangai and Roschon healthy to have that balance because, in 2021, I believe they were 11th in the league in rushing as a team. And you had Jamal Williams as kind of the change of pace back, the ground and pound, then the smash and dash kind of thing, however you want to phrase it. So you got to have that. Right now, those two guys are still trying to get healthy again. I have high hopes for Kyle Monangai, but we got to wait and see as a rookie what he's capable.
We don't know yet.
Capable of. Hey, so Jerry, I was going to ask you, when DeAndre Swift hurdled that player, did you ever do that?
I was never a hurdler at all. Mind you, I went to the combine and as a running back, and I jumped a 43.5-inch vertical, but that wasn't part of my game when I was on the football field. I just like to lower the shoulder and get through people.
Oh, so you ran under the hurdle. My God.
I knew that was coming.
Anybody Briggs, anybody ever hurdle you when you tried to make a tackle?
What is his name? Tight end from the Minnesota Vikings, Jermaine Wiggins.
Ooh, Wiggins.
He
He tried to hurdle everybody
You let a
back in the
tight
day.
end
He tried to hurdle everybody.
He tried to hurdle everybody.
I mean,
He got caught. He
And
got
you know
caught
it was
several
coming.
times.
Yeah. I don't want to say that I power bombed him, when he went up, but I don't. It's just it's funny. We knew it was coming. Jermaine was a big body, man. So when he goes up, it's not like you can just direct where you're going to put the blitz is going to go. You got to direct it. I was like, you don't really stop that type of body.
Yeah, he's a big body.
If that makes sense to you guys.
Yep.
Yeah, he was too big to be doing that, man.
Yeah. He fell hard.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick timeout here on the Brick by Brick podcast. Make sure you hit the like button while you're hanging out here as college football. If you're watching this right now here as we're airing this, later in the evening, college football is underway. We're going to get to some college football conversation here in a little bit. We got a little more Bears talk to attend to. So hit the like button and we'll be back here in 2 minutes to go over some more things. Whatever the sport, the app to bet is Circa Sports Illinois. Circa Sports, it's sports betting the way it should be. Circa Sports Illinois has high betting limits, low holds, and exceptional customer service. They take care of you fine people every single day of the week. Bet on all your favorite teams in every game this season. Talking spreads, props, futures, or in-game. Circa Sports has it for you. Fund and bet like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. College football season is underway, and we've got a big slate of games here this week. Make sure you're hitting up the Circa Sports Illinois app and get your bets down now. Make yourself some money with Circa Sports. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Circa Sports. Sports betting the way it should be. And then, of course, got to give a shout-out to our good friends over at Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. They've been serving Chicagoland for over 50 years. Now is the time to get your air conditioning checked out, and Four Seasons experts are ready to help you with AC installation, maintenance, and repair. It is absolutely the time to save some money with them, and you can save up to $4,000 on new comfort systems with Four Seasons. New AC units from $39 a month, and AC furnace combos from $57 a month. That is how they take care of you. Your trusted local experts are Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Visit fourseasonsheatingcooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. That's fourseasonsheatingcooling.com. Plumbing, electrical, heating, or cooling emergency? Need a hot water tank or generator? Call Four Seasons. Same-day installation and no extra charge for nights, weekends, or holidays. Call 866-4SEASONS. It's beautiful.
Nice voice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Did you like that, Briggs?
Yeah, that was the other voice from mute, for the mute button.
He goes, yeah, I did. All right, so let's get into it. A little more Bears conversation for you guys. Ryan Poles spoke to the media over the week, and, he really highlighted Lance Noah Sewell and the job he's done here over the summer to win that Sam linebacker job. Obviously a guy the last couple years that's had injuries and some different things that, an opportunity really hasn't, passed by him yet. And now this year it seems to have given him a big opportunity with this new coaching staff to fill that Sam linebacker role. And so I'm just curious, from your perspective, I guess, more so not what you've seen from him throughout preseason and training camp. I know, it's not that many reps to look at, but just more so like if you were in the locker room with Noah Sewell the advice you'd be giving him about now finally getting a bigger opportunity to have a big role on this team and the impact he can have, for the Bears.
Well, my question before we get there, Braggs, is do you think that injury kept him from getting on the field the last couple of years?
Well, I think it was just part of some of the opportunity.
I mean, he had 3 really good linebackers in front of him, and I'm not saying that he couldn't beat them out, but he did not beat them out. I know they paid money for TJ and for Tremaine, but there were still 3 really good linebackers out there. I mean, there was a vacation. The one of them vacated a spot, which left an opportunity. And I think this time around, he made the most of that opportunity, really, and that says a lot because they drafted another guy in Hippolyte, but Noah's the guy that's even sticking out even more than he is.
Yeah, no question. And you guys called that, right? I mean, Ruben Hippolyte was getting a lot of the press clippings, in OTAs and minicamp. And, he's still got a long ways to go. It's just kind of like with Noah Sewell maybe when he first came into the league.
Exactly.
So, just going back to my previous question, Lance, what would be the advice you'd give to Noah to try to make an impact now that he's, solidified himself on this roster?
Whatever you're doing this year as opposed to the years before, keep doing that. All right? I don't know what's changed, over the last couple of years, but whatever you're doing this year, whether it be the coaching. So if Dennis Allen leaves after this year, you need to go with Dennis Allen. Wherever he goes, you need to go because whatever the change was that was made is helping you become the best version of you.
And I also think that he had some pressure on him too, bringing in or drafting the linebackers that they did. Like that puts a little bit of pressure on you too to go out there and perform. And I know this is all brand new, a brand new coaching staff, so to speak. But that pressure sometimes makes you, lock in a little more. You know what I'm saying, on the things that you need to get done.
Sure.
And I think that that's kind of what happened on top of his being a year older into the NFL and knowing, how things work. So with all of those things, I think that hopefully this will be a good year for him. I think that he has a really strong foundation, which he's built on. And hopefully he can implement what they're trying to do defensively, and they can get the most production out of him.
Lance, what was the biggest key for you when you made your jump in the league? Like, what was, like, from film study or, on the field, what you were recognizing in terms of your keys? Like, what would you say was, like, kind of you're muted, so we wouldn't be able to hear you.
Right.
I have no idea what I was doing on the field. Okay. My nickname at the time during training camp was OC, which meant I was out of control. Okay. And what I did know I could do is I could be violent and I could hit everything moving. All right. So, and I could run to the ball. So between those 3 things, if I could do that at the best I possibly can, maybe this staff will keep me on the team.
The thing about you, Lance, is that you play fast.
He's like John Favreau in The Replacements, where they're like, dude, he's like, do not hit the quarterback in practice.
You can always count on Lance being there. Lance is going to get there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how fast he ran in the 40, but all that stuff doesn't matter because you got to the ball. You got to the ball.
So how many years did it take you, Lance, to actually be able to see what was in front of you as opposed to just reacting?
The reason why I was slow down, my learning curve was slowed down is because I had to play all 3 linebacker positions. So, when I came in, they said, all right, you're going to play just Sam. All right. So I looked at all Sam that day, and then we get into practice and they say, all right, move over to Mike. And I'm like, well, you didn't tell me that earlier in the day. So I only looked at Sam and get in there right now. Okay. You know what I mean? That's how it went. So when I went into training camp, they said, you need to learn all 3 positions and we're going to move you each play. So it took a while to get it because now you're doing everything in live motion. So all this is happening in 6 seconds. You're getting back, you're huddling up, they're telling you move to the next position. So it took a little bit longer. Right? And so it took a little bit longer when I was able to just work on, okay, now you're just going to play Sam. we're going to have these guys compete here, these guys compete here. That's when I was able to really lock in and take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I guess just turning this to you, Jerry, when you watched the game on Friday against the Chiefs and Nashawn Wright, who's been a standout, at training camp.
They were going after him.
They went after him.
They were going after him.
He got burned deep at one point. Had a crosser where they were going after him a couple times. And he had a rough day at the office.
A
lot of Bears fans now are I feel like it's like stocked down on him all of a sudden after one game when just from my perspective, I'm not going to get knocked off the spot from what I saw at camp. I saw a very physical corner that gets his hands in traffic. I thought he was very sticky in coverage. It just didn't work out well, against the Chiefs. And so just spinning it from the same thing that Lance was like, your perspective on how he played in that game and the advice you'd give him to try to bounce back.
He had a tough game, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't ideal, obviously. You want to go out there and make a lot of plays, but the guy that's across from you is also a professional football player too. You know what I'm saying? And they got pretty good quarterbacks over there that can throw the rock as well. So, sometimes as a DB, you're thrown in the fire and bad things are going to happen to you. But it's all about how you adjust and put all that bad stuff behind you and focus on the next play. You were right. Training camp, he had a really good training camp, and that's where the evaluation has really come in, where they believe that he can be a strong, backup as well. So with him, I'm not worried with him. I'm not worried for him. I just think that he has to continue to grow and develop within the system, figure out exactly how to play the system and where his help is. You know what I'm saying? And that's just going to be more repetition. But as a number 2, I think that he's going to be fine. If there's anything I would say to him is just continue to focus on your keys. You know what I'm saying? The eye discipline and just work to your strengths. His strength is physicality. He can be a physical corner, you know what I'm saying, that can get his hands on people at the line of scrimmage. So he has to focus on that and make sure that he continues that.
When you're at the line of scrimmage, like obviously this is a lot of press man coverage. So if you go back and watch that play, clearly he gets beat off the line of scrimmage. And so you're trying to get your hands on a guy and maybe he makes a move on you and gets past you. So when you're coming to the line of scrimmage and you got to get physical with him right at the snap, what are the biggest things you have to look at in order to make sure that guy doesn't, burn you?
Right. Well, I mean, it's man versus man. You know what I'm saying? And at the line of scrimmage, if you're press coverage and you're up on him and you're not on an off technique, it's imperative that you get your hands on him. You know what I'm saying? And try to stay as square as possible. So even if you don't get your hands on him, if you can just stay as square as possible for as long as possible and make him run around you or make him run that bubble, then therefore the quarterback is probably going to take his eyes off of you right away and then go to another location. So staying square has got to be super important, but he's long and lanky as well too. So it's almost like Peanut. Like when you get up on Peanut, you're like, damn, like Peanut is a bit like a big dude, you know what I'm saying? Long and lanky dude at 6'1.5", 6'2". He has long arms and he gets his arms and his hands on you.
Right.
He can be productive. So with him, he just has to stay square as long as possible and get his hands on people.
And Nashawn Wright is 6'3", so
exactly. So he has to use his length.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At the line of scrimmage.
What did you like more as a DB? Did you want to play back to give yourself a little space and room for error, or did you like playing up on the line of scrimmage and having that pressure of, all right, I got to knock this guy back here for a second, knock him off his route, but maybe the margin of error is a little smaller?
For me, I try to get comfortable with every position. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm press man, then I know that it'll be beneficial for me to try to, as quickly as possible, get my hands on him. Because if I get my hands on him, I can control him a little bit and use my strength. But there are certain coverages where you're off technique man-to-man and there's a blitz coming and you want to make sure that you are in position to take away the 3-step, read the 3-step and drive on that and try to make a play, but also defend yourself if he does like a double move with just your body placement. Yeah. So for me, it's just trying to feel as comfortable as possible, within whatever coverage we're playing.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's interesting you say that, Zoom. I'm trying to explain to some of our defensive guys in high school here. I've talked about since I've been in coaching high school over the last 3 years, hey, you got to play the 3-step, you got to play the 5-step, right? Which you and I understand that clearly. In gun, some of my linebackers come up, they're like, Coach, what the hell is the 3-step? Coach, what the hell is the 5-step?
Right.
You never see that in gun. You don't see it in gun, but we still, if you go to Basha High School right now in Chandler, Arizona, and you say, hey, what are you reading? What are you reading pass-wise? They'll say 3-step or 5-step, Coach. 3-step or 5-step.
You got to train them right.
Go right.
It sounds like they've been trained right.
Well, explain
Sir.
that to the viewers right now that may not understand what you're saying, Lance. You're muted again.
Lance is having a day with the mute button.
Yeah, Matt.
Yep. Okay, so 3-step, 5-step.
You and the mute button are dating?
I keep my finger. My finger keeps
You're
coming out
excited.
like this
I understand.
here,
you get so excited. You're excitable.
Yes. It's my strong hand. This is my weak hand. Anyway. So traditionally, quarterback that's under center. All right, 3-step is quick game. So you're coming out. You have 3 steps. The ball's got to come out right now. Okay, 5-step. Ball quarterback's under center. He comes out. He's got 5-step. He's making his read. He's got to run. He's got to read 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. From 1, 2 to the check down to the backside. So 5-step, obviously, you're going to get deeper. 3-step, you got to play it a lot faster. You want to break flat as a linebacker to have a chance. It's all a game of it's a game of inches. It's a game of angles. So 3-step, if you're breaking flat, you give yourself a chance to make a play on the ball. You don't want to be backing up and it's 3-step. At 5-step, you want to make sure that you set up on your landmarks, play everything deep to short.
It's also a game of trust, too. So if there is a blitz that's called and you are off technique, about 7 yards, and you're on your man, you know where your guy is, but you're really looking at the quarterback to go through that 3-step. You know what I'm saying? So it's a trust type of thing. So you got to trust that the blitz will get home. You know what I'm saying? And they will be disruptive up front, and they have no choice but to throw the ball, when it's a quick game.
Yep.
Right.
So you have to trust that. So if you look at the quarterback and you can see everything developing, you got to trust that ball is going to come out and you're going to break on that ball in the quick game. Now, if it doesn't happen, then your eyes got to immediately go back to, your wide receiver to figure out what he's doing and try to stay as square as possible. But you need to start retreating also. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you have to clear that 3-step. And then after you clear that 3-step, your eyes should be right back on that target, which is your wide receiver, and then guard him. So that's basically what Lance is basically saying with clearing the 3-step and then protecting yourself on the 5-step.
Well, and then that makes it that much harder when you have a quarterback like Caleb Williams that can get out of the pocket.
That can extend plays. Yeah.
You saw that against the Chiefs, right?
Mm-hmm.
The rollout for the first time went for like 20 yards or so.
Yeah.
But he's wide open, and I don't know if the Bears utilized that enough with him last year. I know, a big part of Caleb Williams' evolution to trying to be as great of a quarterback as he can be in the city is to play from the pocket, but at the same time, he had 0 rushing touchdowns last year.
Yeah, he did.
And honestly, I feel like somebody should be arrested for that. What in the world?
But also, our offensive line was extremely different last year. You know what I'm saying? Now you could tell that he is staying in the pocket, he's feeling comfortable, and he's delivering the pass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a trust thing. There's confidence there. Last year, I don't think that there was much confidence and trust, with that offensive line. I think that he's started off okay, but then he had to get off script and then go out there and make plays. But now I feel like he's making a lot of plays in that pocket because we finally solidified it to some degree.
Sure. So, yeah, all right. Well, let's take another quick timeout here as we're moving things along on the Brick by Brick podcast. When we come back, we've been talking a lot of NFL and Chicago Bears football, obviously, for good reason. But we've got a big college football slate. There's going to be some real games being played this weekend, and we've got
some real ones.
Obviously dub bets coming up here with Circa Sports that we'll talk about some of the betting lines and look over some of the different matchups that are going to be happening over the next 4 days. Excited for that. So 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll talk about more of that here coming up next. Listen, guys, this is your last chance to get on this great deal. That's right. Week 4 of the regular season. We are running it back with True Fan Travel, and we are headed to the Strip in Viva Las Vegas. This This event has sold so well that we sold out all our rooms in Mandalay Bay, but don't worry, we have more rooms reserved for you fine people at the Luxor. So you get a 3-night stay there, tickets to the game, and that's important because if you look on secondary markets right now, it is not easy to come by tickets, but with True Fan Travel in the package you sign up with us, you will have a ticket to the game. VIP parties, tailgates before the game. It's going to be an unforgettable experience, and you'll be hanging out with us, the CHGO Bears crew, the whole way. So don't gamble on missing the ultimate fan experience. Book your spot now at truefantravel.com. And when you're in Vegas, make sure you're wearing yourself some Shady Rays. You know that moment, the one when you realize you left your favorite sunglasses at the beach or on the roof of your car or at the gas station 3 states away? Well, we've all been there, and the wild part about Shady Rays is if you lose or break them, even on day one, Shady Rays will send you a brand new pair, no guilt trip, just replacements. Shady Rays is changing the game. These sunglasses are made for real life. Seriously, good-looking, polarized, durable, and not stupidly expensive. They are actually as affordable as they come, and then they take care of you in case you lose them, and there's nothing better than that. So make sure Shady Rays is the eyewear that has your back, and make sure you get yourself some Shady Rays. We've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. Head to shadyrays.com and use the code CHGO for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. That's right. We're back and better than ever here on the Brick by Brick podcast, and we appreciate everyone hanging out with us here today. It's gonna be a fun week of college football. It's starting right now here on this Thursday evening, and so we got a lot of stuff to get to. So let's get right into it with our award-winning segment, and that is presented by Circa Sports Illinois, and we are talking da bets. The bets. That's right. We're breaking down our picks from around the college football landscape, and we're getting our lines from Circa Sports Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, Jerry. Well, let's start with the betting lines from Circa here first before we get into the full slate here, Steven. And tonight, Miami of Ohio, home of Ron Harper, and Dominique Robinson actually went to Miami of Ohio as well, is at Wisconsin. The line is at 17 and a half.
Ooh. The hook.
Yeah, and the total is at 41. So I don't know what you guys are looking at here. I know, Lance, you're a big college football guy as well. So
I like the over.
You're missing a one very important name for Miami of Ohio. That's Ben Roethlisberger, fellas. The Roethlisberger.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. I said to go over, though. 41 seems a little low to me.
Over 41 for Wisconsin.
I'm going to take over.
Okay. How about you, Lance?
Wisconsin is LBU, and which means that there's going to be another there's going to be another group of great linebackers that are going to be playing on a good defense. I think 41 is a good number. I think you stay around there. Stay around that number, fellas.
Well, Vegas is got a lot of high rises for a reason, and that's because they know what they're doing out there. Let's move to the next game here, Steven.
Oh, boy. We already know what's going to happen here.
This is Briggs' territory here.
Briggs is going to bet the house.
Hawaii.
He's going to bet the house. He's going to bet the kids.
Hawaii versus Arizona. The line is at 17.
He's going to bet little Lance Jr.
The over-under at 52.5 total points. Briggs, break it down for us. This is your Arizona Wildcats.
Let me guess.
Listen. You'd be a fool not to take the 18 points. Take the 17-5. Arizona's going to score more than that. Okay, they're going to score at least 21 points in advance to this game. And what was the total? What was the total point?
Hawaii.
52. Was it 52?
Yeah, 52.
Let's go Hawaii.
52 and a half. 52 and a half is the first game. Mistakes are going to happen on both sides. However, with Arizona winning by 21, at least 21 points,
Goodness.
you need to beat that 52. Go for at least 53, 54.
Oh my!
They're going to
God.
win the
Bet
game.
it all. Just bet everything.
Take that, man.
Bet everything on
Yeah,
Arizona.
man. If you should. If you're smart.
Sound biased.
That game kicks off at 9:30 Central Saturday night. Late one here in the Midwest. So yeah, it's going to be at Arizona. You can't let Hawaii get too close to you here, Briggsy. I mean, come on, man.
It's about a 5-hour flight from Phoenix to Hawaii. And so, yeah, you're right. We don't need to let anybody get close to us, especially not Hawaii. Man. We're going to take care of business.
Let's
Bet
go
on
Hawaii.
All right,
Let's go Hawaii.
Lance, Ted McMillan's not walking through that door anymore. Who are they going to throw to now?
Mm-hmm.
Stooks, we got a couple of new players. Listen, we've got some guys. All right, I don't want to come out here and say names because I do believe you got to come out. You got to come out and show it. You got to come out. You got to come out and show out.
Reality spray right now.
Yeah, no worries. Let me do my talking. Let me do my talking after the bets.
Okay. All right. It'll be interesting.
Bet the kids.
Is New Hampshire playing this weekend? Shoot.
Yeah. All right. Well, we shall see.
Not talking about that.
We shall see. Let's move on to the next game here. It's a big one. Sunday night, my Notre Dame Fighting Irish coming back from a national championship appearance where Ohio State eventually took them down. They're at Miami, and the line is at 3. Notre Dame is the favorites here, and then the over-under set at 49 points between the two. What are you guys thinking in terms of this action?
I think Miami gives them hell.
Uh-oh.
Actually, I think they're gonna raise up to the occasion, and they're gonna give them some hell. I like the under here.
Okay.
I like the under.
Okay. It's in Miami.
I don't believe Notre Dame.
It's in Miami, and it could rain. There also could be the potential, and honestly, I think if it does rain, I think that favors Notre Dame a little more than it does Miami.
Favors
but
that
we'll have
under.
to see. It is hurricane season down there, so you got to be careful.
Under.
Yeah. I'll take the under.
Take the under?
I agree with you on that. I'm not
That's
convinced
smart.
yet on Miami in these big games. I have seen Notre Dame in these big games. Notre Dame made the playoff last year. They know what they're doing. They're more consistent in that field. So I'm rocking with Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish, and their new logo. All that good stuff. I'm going with them.
They do have a new logo.
How do you feel about this new logo?
Yeah, I mean, I'm more of a traditionalist, so don't mess up something. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it's
I thought they were going to give them dreads.
You give them dreads.
Yeah.
I thought the original is more for their boxing field or their boxing sport. Yeah. This one actually does look more like it's meant for football.
Like a football guy.
I mean, who does this? The logo's like this.
Who fights like that?
Who fights like this? You must have got beat up a lot.
A fighting Irishman.
Yeah, he's running with a football now.
He's running with a football.
Makes sense.
I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What's his hair looking like?
Here it is on the screen if you're watching here on YouTube. So it's a good one. Yeah, I don't hate it.
I think it's better than the last one.
Do they have? Is he changed for baseball? Is he holding the bat? Is he changed for basketball?
They're going to have different logos for each sport. I guess so. That's the word on the
I like the
street.
football one, though. I like that.
But as we all know, the other sports at Notre Dame really don't matter. It's just about football there. So, yeah, it should be interesting. Marcus Freeman always has his guys prepared. Last year, they went into Texas A&M on the road early in the season. That's not an easy game. And they went and they got the dub. So, I would think Notre Dame wins this game. And if they don't, then I'm sure I'll be cursing it.
Do you like the under?
About it. Yeah.
Like the under.
It's early in the season. When you talk about preseason reps for the Bears, there's no preseason for college.
True.
So those first few games, I actually don't love when the team I root for has to play a big-time game. We'll get to some of the bigger games because these teams are still trying to figure out who they are. And if you go in Like I said, you got Texas, Ohio State. We'll talk about here in a minute. But like you've got some different games, and you're like it's like your season is on the line right out the gate, and you haven't even figured out your identity yet as a team. So I don't love it unless you're the underdog, and then you're catching the better team when you want to, when they're not ready. But Notre Dame's the favorite. So I don't think that they
feels like that right now in Miami.
You have to set a precedent. You have to set a precedent in the standard. You set a precedent in the standard when you challenge yourself, you challenge your team. And a lot of these schedules they're 5 years in advance. Or they made this deal assuming that the other team would be good or whatnot. For some of these teams, let's say like a Boise State that comes out and they play somebody big, they get a big win against maybe an SEC team or a Big 12 team, that sets the stage for them to potentially get to where they want to go at the end of the year. For the Notre Dames and the other big schools, that also sets the stage for what kind of national power are you guys going to be? Are you going to beat that big SEC team or whatever team, or are you going to fight them to the end and it's a close game and everybody says, "Woo, I hope they get a rematch at the end of the year." I know the nerves behind not playing it, but I think you learn more about yourself by having those big games.
Okay,
it's the beauty of college sports.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And there's no vibe quite as fun as college football season. Walking up to that campus,
it is a vibe.
And you're walking into game day. It's as good as it gets. So, all right, we got one more here on the Circa Sports Illinois app, and that is Texas at Ohio State. Archie Manning walking into the Horseshoe. It's going to be an interesting one. The line is at 1.5. Ohio State, the reigning national championships, being the favorite. It's going to be interesting. The over-under set at 48. 1 versus 3 in the country. Texas
out the gate.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be. I
love this.
Yeah, so what are you thinking?
I'm going O State at O State. I think that they cover the spread, and I think that they go over. I like O State all the way. I think Texas has too much hype.
That's good.
I think they got a little too much hype. I think they're gonna get hit with a little bit of
have too much money.
Reality spread.
Yeah, they might have too much oil money.
They're gonna get hit with that.
They might have too many Lamborghinis for their team.
They got
hype. I'm rocking with Texas on this one. Rocking with UT. I like what they have up front. I like what they have from a game plan wise. What they're going to come in with the game plan wise. I like their chances, especially with Arch Manning
going into the shoe
behind them.
And Ohio State, the defending national champions. Defending.
That don't scare me. You can say defending. You can say that. Yeah. I like the way you said it too. Defending. You're not going to stop it.
Okay. It should be interesting.
I see your spray.
Oh man, this thing is gonna get a heavy workout here, for this upcoming season. It's gonna be fun. So this is the rest of the college football slate. Some of the notable games: Western Illinois on Friday night takes on number 12 Illinois in the country.
That should be a good one.
Old Dominion versus Indiana, number 20 in the country. Obviously, Indiana had a resurgent year last year. Alabama, number 8 versus Florida State. Then you got a top 10 matchup, LSU, 9th in the country versus number 4, Clemson. It's
going to be a good one.
Then, back to, Briggsy's neck of the woods, Northern Arizona versus Arizona State, who is 11th in the country. And then Virginia Tech versus number 13, South Carolina. Any of those games for you guys that you're most interested in watching?
That LSU game.
Yeah, LSU
game is going to be that's going to be a fun game to watch. I don't know who I'm taking with this one. I mean, it can go either way.
Yeah.
It should be a good one.
At Clemson, you'd have to think Clemson's going to probably win that one early on. I don't know. Briggsy, what are you thinking?
I'm taking LSU. Even though it's in Death Valley. Even though it's in Death Valley, seen some more chinks in Clemson in recent years. I see LSU making a statement that they're here to stay this year.
It'll be a big win for them if they can make that statement, for sure.
Yep,
huge.
Down at Clemson, and Clemson's what, number 4?
Yeah. Clemson's fourth,
Yeah.
LSU ninth.
Right now.
Brian Kelly, formerly of Notre Dame, trying to hit the recruiting trail hard with his dance videos.
Well, they're trying everything and anything, huh?
So you ended up at West Virginia. What were some of the other schools looking at you?
Looking at me?
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't at West Virginia. I was at University of New Hampshire.
New Hampshire, I'm sorry.
UNH.
I'm sorry.
The Wildcats, baby. The Wildcats.
Two very different locations on the map.
Same
Very
area.
different.
What were some of the schools?
We produce big time, NFL players.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
No doubt. Did you have anybody from?
And coaches. We produce
Virginia
coaches and
on your
NFL
team?
players. That's
Did
what
you
we
have anybody
produce.
from Virginia on your team in New Hampshire?
I don't believe so. I don't believe
I
so.
don't think so. Yeah,
They
I
thought
think
the
so
New
either.
Hampshire was down south.
Well, I clearly got him confused. What were some of the other schools that you were looking at when you were?
I was small Division I AA school, so I think UConn came in late, University of Rhode Island, BU, Northeastern. I mean, they don't even have football anymore, So, but Chip Kelly, I mean, he was the one that recruited me.
Colgate.
Yeah,
Toothpaste University.
Easy there. So who was recruiting you? Who was recruiting you?
Nobody. Bricklayer,
But you know what, the
Bricklayer University. Get your ass on the job site and start slinging some mud.
That's one of the things, though, man. Being on the East Coast, being on the East Coast as opposed to the West Coast, if recruiting from the West Coast at that time, going all the way to the East Coast, like it takes more money to go and recruit on the East Coast from the West. Back in the day, had Jerry been recruited by the West, he would have had offers for all over the pack.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be fun. College football is back.
I love it.
Yeah, it's great,
I love
right?
it.
We're finally to regular season action for college and NFL. 1 week from today, NFL season is coming back. So, it's much welcomed. We've missed it.
Love it.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Excited that it's here.
So that wraps up our segment of Duh Bets presented by Circa Sports Illinois. We appreciate their support to the program as always as we start to wrap up the show here today. Yeah, and this is a great reminder here as we're getting to the end of the show that we have a great offer here for the football club offer here to become a diehard at CHGO Sports. Go to allchgosports.com/diehard, and we have a brand new offer. It's called the Tailgate Tier, and that includes 2 free tickets to a tailgate of your choice. You get a free shirt as soon as you sign up, and that's $89.99 for the year. And so when you add that up between the 2 tickets to the tailgate and the shirt, it literally pays for itself as soon as you sign up. And if you are already a diehard and you want to upgrade to this tailgate tier, you have that option as well, and you can get your tailgate tickets brought right to your doorstep. So it's going to be an exciting year. We're going to have tailgates for every single home game, and it's going to be a lot of fun at the corner of Wabash and Cermak. We also have, when we talk about getting a free shirt out the gate, we have 3 new shirts dropping this year.
Nice.
That's right, the CHGO Football Monsters Are Real and the Chicagoland Football Club. Got a lot of great shirt designs in our store, including those new ones as well. So a lot of great choices for you as a diehard and you as a fan of CHGO Sports and the Brick by Brick podcast. So appreciate every single one of you. We're getting to the end of this show. Some new news that came out is that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are getting married. Are you excited for this?
Oh, my goodness. Why do we have to keep on talking about these two? I mean, I'm happy for them. I'm definitely happy for them.
Well, I'm just, I don't know. I mean, I didn't know how interested you were in this huge story.
Are you
bringing that up because
Taylor
Swift is gonna sing in the Super
He's a
Bowl this
Swiftie.
year?
I don't think
Is that why
Swift
you're doing
is
it?
singing in the Super Bowl this year.
Who do you think is going to be at the Super Bowl?
I don't know if they've announced that yet.
Well, who do you want to see?
Who do I want to see?
Yeah.
I mean, last
Taylor.
year, Kendrick. I don't want to see Taylor Swift.
You want to see Drake?
It's in Northern California, fellas. If Too Short and E40 are in it, what are we doing?
It would be good to put Drake out
Drizzy.
there. Just like you had Kendrick Lamar last year. Now let Drake go out there and see if he'll drop a diss track just to spice things up, right? That would be fun.
Yeah. More viewership, right? It's probably going to be country though. No. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, they haven't ever had a country. When's the last country music singer?
I'll tell you what. I did like that medley with J-Lo and Shakira.
Okay.
My kids were definitely, they had their eyes glued to the TV. Okay.
Those shoulders were like this the whole time.
Lance's hips lie.
Yeah, so it's it's gonna be like the royal wedding, for America. We don't have, Queen and Kings. We have Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. So it is a big deal. I don't personally care about Taylor Swift, but I know most of the country does. So I just wanted to see your guys' thoughts on it.
You know what? Today I've never listened to her album, but today I'm going to listen to her album, her latest.
Swift.
Yes, I'm going to listen to it from front to back.
She's got some hits. She's got some
Wait,
hits.
she's in. Whoa! Wait a minute. How do you know this?
She's got some hips.
I've heard some of her songs. I've heard some of her songs.
Like in the car, like in your car.
I thought
she's got a song.
hips.
She's got a song. She's got a song called "Anti-Hero" that's got a nice little tune.
How does it go?
You let her listen to it. You're gonna listen to it today. So I mean, you tell me, all right?
Briggs, was there?
No, I'm not. No,
Briggs,
I'm not.
did you ever, have, a chance to date a celebrity like Taylor Swift or anyone? Did you ever have an opportunity there?
That's for a different show.
Yeah, come on, man.
That's for a different show.
Man? What are you doing?
Just curious,
Hey, listen. Now
you
you're
gotta
getting
subscribe
personal,
to that
all right? Let's talk about our political views. All right? You're getting personal.
Just start spraying this all over the place.
Right. Get the spray, please. Thank you.
All right. Well, I just put Lance on the spot. We were gonna see what we could get out of him there, but fine. You don't want to.
Yeah.
You don't want to air out your laundry.
Just put it in the
fine,
comments.
Yeah.
No.
Throw it in
No.
We'll get this out of him another time.
Celebrity is a no.
Super big no.
All right. Well, that wraps things up here on the Brick by Brick podcast. The next Brick by Brick podcast next week will literally be the day of the NFL starting up, and we'll be previewing, obviously, the Bears looking to take on the Minnesota Vikings. So
Can't wait.
We'll have some injury reports to look at, so we'll have a little bit more finality on updates on guys like Austin Booker and Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon and TJ Edwards and every single other player on the defense. And we'll obviously be taking a healthier look at the matchup of the Bears taking on the Vikings on the lakefront. So thank you to Jerry Azumah and Lance Briggs, as always, and thank you to Stephen Nicholas behind the scenes running the 1s and 2s. And thank you to all of you in the chat. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out and subscribe to the channel. And we will be back, as we always are, Hogan Johns on Friday. They'll be, taking you into the weekend, so make sure you tune into that as well. So as I always like to say, keep your head up, Bears fans, and always
Bear down.
Bear down.
We all silly like the mayor.